Hello there, YouTube. This is Sibbles and Bits back at it again with Inkbound. Today is Wednesday, so we're going to be playing some Weaver. Just pretty much going to get right into it today. I don't have any anecdotes with which to share for the most part. So, we're playing Weaver. Pretty defensive class, good single target damage. I think that it really doesn't care which of these bosses we face. I could kind of see Shadows of Runestone being interesting. Fully augment 3 bindings, that's going to happen. Damage would be the easiest thing to see. I'm sick of fighting Argoloth, though. I think I fought Argoloth like 3 times this past week. Or that's probably not true, because our Clairvoyant run died last week. But, I don't know, man. Like, it's much more interesting to, like, build damage than it is to build being tanky to survive Argoloth. That's just my opinion. So I'm thinking we're going to take Shadows of Runestone. Cinder is also a good one because, well, we usually budget for 1,000 Quillings anyways, so it's no skin off my nose. Shadow Shroud is interesting. Steel Brella is a thing. Alchemist Tool Belt could, like, it won't help us turn 1, but assuming that our potions drop well, it could help us significantly throughout, like, the entire first book. It'll make sure that we have a damage potion for the pot, the money pot that is, treasure pot, whatever you want to call it. And so we'll be able to take that out, make more money, afford binding upgrades. Steel Brella isn't really, like, I usually like it, but on Weaver specifically, it's a little tough until we get the -1 cooldown on Constrict. Otherwise, I have no problem using Constrict twice a turn. It's secretly where all of our damage is. But I think Shadow Shroud is just, like, good enough that we could not mind taking it, especially with a little bit of DR. Weaver trades a lot in the early game. I really hate all of these. Am I willing to use a reroll just to get 10 damage on Thread? I think I am. Well, it could be 10 damage on Thread, or it could be 20 damage on Constrict to help our single target. Interesting. Or we could actually make, like, Stitch good for single target, especially due to the fact that we have Shadow Shroud. I could see that. We might just take Potent Stitch here, but we're still probably going to rely on Titan Constriction, so it just feels weird not taking something here. But it means that we can put better things on here. Almost always take a -1 cooldown, maybe Prepared, and then, like, pretty much whatever shows up after that. Shield on hit is good. So we'll take Potent Stitch, simply because, you know, it's good. It's not showing. That's interesting. That's an F8 if I ever seen one. Anyways, so we're looking here now at what we can afford. I definitely like Will Thief, but it's going up against Giannis. And we didn't buff the single target of Constrict, so we're actually losing quite a bit of damage, like huge damage there, because he doesn't really summon a lot of ads for us to, like, nuke him with Soul or Stitch. I'm gonna keep confusing those forever. So this is really just the money. Is the money worth going into Giannis with Weaver? Not entirely certain about that. Otherwise, Vengewood, Lusk, we're okay. Like, the fact that it keeps summoning things that we absolutely have to take care of. Like, we can't, like, in some fights, they will summon enemies that will do the AoE slash first. I'm talking specifically about... Well, no, that's not true. Who am I thinking that summons Figments? Captor? Captor technically does. He summons Figments, Pots, and Maybe that's our play. Except I don't like enemies having ink shield. Like, technically we go ahead and we hit them at the start anyways, because we gotta thread them. But subsequent turns are going to suffer with ink shield. Just feels annoying. If we get Hex on hit, it pretty much eliminates this. I think Gunk-filled and Vengewood might be the best play here, although that's going to make the Lusk fight like really awkward. It might just honestly be Wit Thief. But Weaver honestly has poor will economy, and so it's a little rough for us to willingly take Will Thief on this class. Screw it though, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Hopefully. Alright. Money. Free barrier potion's great. Again, we're probably going to trade on this fight for more than 5 health. Oh. Okay. That works for me. And now we get to spike this man. We gotta debate if it's actually worth it for us to thread everything though. It would take like everything we got. Then we get controlled weaving. Unless, did I get this already this turn? That's kind of important. Because if we get scuffed by the bug, we're screwed. Okay, no, we're safe. So then we're going to hit this. Looking good. Didn't even need to use the barrier potion. You don't run out of the barrier potion or nothing. These all look like suffer. We're most likely going to be using burn damage over anything else. I mean, do we just go ahead and add another, like, 30 damage to Stitch? It's kind of interesting. I think that we might just take Titan Constriction here, or we just skip because we forgot to take a look at this first. I could get behind Chain Lightning. I could also get behind Pilfer here. Invigorate's not bad. Invigorate could help us kill Giannis, like dealing double damage on a Constrict or a very roided Stitch. Chain Lightning also isn't bad. It doesn't help us with Giannis, but it's pretty good because then we're able to take our Constrict damage and, like, give it to everybody. Pilfer just makes us money. It can drop an orb, which isn't very appetizing right now since we took Will Thief. It pretty much just lets us buy our build. And as Weaver, that's great. Because re-rolling for Harmonizing Whistle is, like, game-changing. I don't know. Let's try Invigorate. And if that's what we're doing, reroll this. We'll reduce a cooldown of Invigorate by 1. Alright. It's possible that Invigorate's actually bad because of the fact that we have Will Thief. Especially when they don't line up. The thing I'm looking at here is if we were to get Controlled Weaving here, does that actually give us anything? You go ahead, hit this. That should hit everybody here, get rid of them. Or I could get rid of this guy. Orb. And then that won't quite do it. This is what we have this for, though. So, if I was to just accept the attack from all these fools, I could use the barrier potion to mitigate it. So my question is killing this dummy worth more? It's a very spicy take. And we don't even kill him. That's incredibly spicy. Well, we need to use this, and then I guess we're just going to hit these guys. Use the barrier potion. We're perfectly fine. Famous last words. And we're going to have to get that Controlled Weaving again. Use Invigorate. This gets rid of the most auto attackers. It still leaves the training dummy up though. And I would prefer to have these guys move up here. That gets rid of quite a lot right there. Okay. We are looking pretty good. We got out of that fight with only 4 damage. Give me some crit chance. -1 cooldown on Invig. Now it's got a 2-turn cooldown. That's actually, like, almost usable. And I would like to fill it here. A resistance? Hold up now. With spun threads here, that's not going to happen. We're going to take spun threads. 100%. And inflicting hex? Oof. A random critical charge could end up being useful. But I honestly just think it's prepared constrict, because then we want the negative cooldown on constrict. It might be the hex, honestly. The hex will allow us to deal more damage with not constrict. think we're going to ignore the prepared constrict here. And I think we're going to take the hex, mainly because we already have everything that we want on here. Spun threads, hex. I don't know what else we would technically want over this, but if we can fill up our hexing threads or our thread, then that's pretty good for us getting what we actually want on these other ones. Do I need a glyph globule? No, I need to kill Giannis. So let's get a vestige that will hopefully help us. This is terrifying. I'm petrified. Oh, geez. Okay. This gives 10 spiked, which will deal 100 damage to you guys. It's not nearly enough, but I don't know, it's gonna have to be. Because, doesn't... Yeah, Invigorate disappears at the end of the turn, so it's not like I can increase that. Okay. You guys are too far away for me to get two of you. Of course you are. So do we just go for Money Pot then? And I want to get in the death Venn diagram of death here. Taking the Vengeful. So we're going to take 2 damage. And next turn when we constrict, that pod is dead. You have DR, so I'm not actually going to... Boy. How are you guys like this? I refuse to let that treasure pot get away. And I would prefer not to upset these guys any more than I already have. We're going to take 9 damage. Absolutely terrifying. Okay, so... I think you guys are finally close enough together, of which I am thankful for. We are going to go for controlled weaving, but we're going to do it a little obtuse. Okay. You guys are together. Sounds good. Okay, so you guys will be done. I don't have to boost it with Invigorate, which means that I can spam this. Oh god, the bits. Okay. If I hit you, then I can hit all of you guys, which is mints. Gonna upset you. Crit ya. I have made a terrible mistake. I should have invigged that, and I didn't. So we're gonna take 10 damage. The thorns from earlier got him at least. What are we gonna do here? I think this is a heal over 3% crit. A lot of that was just mismanagement on our part. Did we take the spear and the shroud? That's kind of funny. Not gonna lie. Beat of Flame takes care of Giannis, though. I think it's Beat of Flame. Or we could start re-rolling right now for harmonizing. Beat of Ivy is better for Giannis. Mobius Vine is a hell of an up tier. Golden Egg, please no. Cloak of the Conspirator. Okay. That's wasted on us. Burden of Wisdom, hold up. That's a lot of magic power. For never being able to up constrict. Otherwise, if I can somehow get a no-hit, then I get more, some scaling here. That would require quite a bit of finesse. I think I'm willing to take Burden of Wisdom here. And I think I'm going to re-roll here. Because I would prefer to have -1 cooldown here. Because that's going to help us with Giannis. What do we want here? Cone of Frost goes pretty hard on Weaver, especially when you have 6 magic power. I could see it being this. Add some blues to it for some damage. I think we need to go to the shop and buy a build. We might be fine here, but I don't think so. Boiling Muck. Yes. And Sea Trickle likely. Is Boiling Muck worth it? Excellent up tier, by the way. We currently don't have a lot of crit, but reducing our cooldowns is nice. It's probably never going to be Invigorate. It's probably going to be Cone of Frost, which isn't bad. Cone of Frost is a good source of AoE damage for us once we put a blue on this. And Frostbite's good for our Constrict actually dealing damage if we're going to go for a what I call a wide route, where we want everything threaded. So I don't think it's bad. I could see it. And we've spent all of our Wealth Thief allowance. Helmet Crab is very good. I honestly think we're going to take that because I'm just afraid for my life against Giannis. Alright. Alright, alright. Oh, you're so annoying. I really can't hit all of you, can I? Magic Pixel doesn't exist? So we're going to get you on the flip. Okay. And that's how we're going to do that right there. Giannis isn't going to be particularly enthused about it, but we're going to go ahead and hit you, pick this up, And then we can... Oh, that's a crit even. Let's go. Decent damage. Okay. Where... Like, why are you critting so much? You have no crit chance. I'm gonna call the police. Like, something's not okay here. Okay, I want Giannis by himself. So let's bop these fools. Stitch, cooldown. I mean, if you're gonna crit, I don't know. Does this thing give more than 5% crit? That's uncanny, the amount of crits that we got. Okay. Gucci. Like, this is still technically the same amount. We might as well just hit Giannis. As weird as that sounds. We got us some controlled weaving. We're gonna take this orb and boost our 3, because that's where our damage is currently at. This gets rid of one of his buddies and deals damage to him, so we're willing to trade some HP here. This one's a little tricksy, honestly. Like, you can just see how much our frostbite damage is actually doing here. I mean, it really doesn't matter if we take damage or not, so we'll just hit him. Because we get the well. So, then we're just gonna... Boop. Alright. Pretty good. Okay, so... If this is going to be our bossing strategy, then I think we honestly need to add more frostbite. So we went Frigid Gust. Hitting everything, though, is kind of nice. We can take Frigid Gust. Let's just take a look at this, though. Plus 25 frostbite damage definitely does the trick. I also like plus 60 damage to threaded enemies. But that freezing frost is is that really freezing frost is the name of that? What the frick? Is technically the same as this, and it scales with us. So we would prefer to have freezing frost than constrained constriction in this current setup. Critical Stitch definitely feels good, especially when we've got a little bit of crit in the kit, and we actually want to crit with something. But I'm honestly thinking Freezing Frost, put a blue on it so that it deals some damage for us, and then we also get the bonus damage versus Frostbite. And that pretty much just helps solve our bossing, our single target. And we made sure to grab that before grabbing this because of the bug that if you grab this, the skill changes. Therefore, it will remove the augment that was technically there for Cone of Frost. That's what I'm trying to say. If we get Radiant Market, yo, only heavy pockets? Let's go. We're finally going to complete this quest. I think crit damage is good for us. We're kind of looking into that. I'm not even going to look at these other guys. I don't give a fuck. Do we need money? We could potentially run into the binding empowerment and not have enough money from doodads. So I think we do honestly take this quilling cache instead of a random green. Is it just me or is Frigid Gust exactly the same distance? I don't know. I'll have to take a look at that on the footage and report it if that's the case. Report for feeding me lies. And this is why we love Frostbite on Weaver. This should be dealing only 25 damage, which would not be enough to kill these people. But it's given us enough damage just off of one stack of Frostbite. Granted, that's also with a plus 25 damage. Like, what's our Frostbite dealing? 93? Oh, it's doing all the work for us. Like, even with Hex, like, that's pretty much what's killing them. Yeesh. We got some Sea Trickle, which is nice. And so we're going to grab this, single target you, and I guess just beat the ever-living snot out of you. Nah, that ain't worth it. Okay. Let's go ahead and do this. Jab, jab. Gonna go flop over there for no particular reason. We're fine about that. There's some more boiling muck, which means that we get access to this now. Oh. I'll take more frostbite damage, thank you. Since that's actually what our attack is. Gain resistant seems absolutely excellent. I can't think of anything else that we would technically want on this because we're putting our purples elsewhere. So, seeing this up tier pretty much made our decision for us. It's great. And now that's been fully augmented, so we're never going to see an Invigorate Aug again. Just in time for the Binding Empowerment. Give me a potion. Potion Maker, I require your strongest potions. Do we let Stitch hit without having to... Certainly makes it better, especially for the single target. Yeah, I could see it. If we end up getting Tangle, then it just pretty much threads everything for us. And then I guess the thread just applies Hex. Sturdy Threads is very good versus the Chapter 3 Elite Fights and... Well, pretty much just... what am I trying to say? This guy up here at the top right, the boss, Shadows of Runestone. Because you generally have 3 targets that you're going to have threaded. So your baseline like passive is going to give you 3 shielding. You add this on top of it, that's 6 shielding. That's considerable. Especially when we got some DR in the kit. Like, that's not a lot. But combined with Dazed, well, now we're starting to look pretty good. I could see it being that. Yeah, like, honestly, what else are we going to put on it? Yeah, we'll do that. Try not to completely make our utility skill irrelevant. Wider area of effect. Sounds good to me. I'm looking at these prepareds here. I don't think that they're necessary. I think that our will economy has pretty much fixed itself. I'll take some glyphs because it's the only hard option. We also, again, want to target specific purple Oggs, so that makes it worth it too. Oh my good lord, look at this thing. He's huge. I betcha. We can hit everybody. Look at that. And then we go ahead with a constrict. And then we just gotta bully you guys pretty much. Because you have so much frickin' health. I don't know if Boiling Muck has activated twice this turn, but if not, getting a crit would be nice. That we could get access to, well, it would actually just reduce Frigid Gust. Meep beep. I think we might as well use this while we have it. Gust. Invig. Hit you with this. Perf. And then, not quite that. Hit you with that. Can't quite hit you over there. We're going to have to do this. Hit that. Power Orb. Hit you guys again. Thread. Okay. Guys, I am feeling great. This isn't the best that I've felt on Weaver, but it's pretty freaking close. I'm gonna go ahead and Invig. Spike you. Make sure we're close enough for this Power Orb. And then that'll do it. Okay. Cannon's dead. That's pretty roided. I'm about that. I think I might actually take this Potion of Power just to add a little bit more damage onto that. Or is this better? I guess this is better. And I'm trying to get close enough to get that orb, but I think I'm just going to have to walk up there and walk back, which means that it's not worth it. So we're just not going to deal with it. There we go. Yeah, Sea Trickle's been proccing a lot. It's kind of scary. Give me more crit chance. There's our Mighty Frost. But defensive. I think that if we take defensive constrict, we just never run into a problem ever again. If we take Mighty Frost here, we do not get the damage on Frostbite. So I think it's this guy. Okay. Both of these options are really good. Weave is sort of like a side grade. It's pretty good for us though. Definitely not arguing that. Tether is good single target damage. So when we get to the end of our turn and we have literally nothing to do, we can go ahead and we can tether. It's also pretty good with Frostbite. But I think we're honestly good on damage. I think we're going to take Weave this time. That is event 2. So we don't have to take the Carver's Refuge right now. I'm wondering if stats is worth it, because we definitely would like to see Frostbite damage. Frostbite damage, magic damage, ability power. You might even get shielding, right? Like, there's a lot of stuff there that we want. But I think just, like, getting a blue vestige from this guy. From this guy. Hmm. Huh. Our Constrict now deals damage. So that's nice. Alright, I don't think that we need any more glyphs than we currently have. So we're going to go ahead and hit another Heroic Vault. Okay. Like, we almost already one-shot with this, and we didn't take plus damage. That is all. Granted, it is, like, up-tiered, right? I'm thinking, honestly, I probably should have boosted that. Pretty good. We pretty much got this. Go ahead, we're gonna wiggle on out, Invig, destroy these. And then I kind of like wiggled too far. There we go. Okay. I think we just leave the cannon and destroy everything else. Or by destroy everything else, I mean like literally kill everything else. Boop. Okay, this time we're actually going to Invig before we hit everything here. Then give me that. And then give me that. Of course, you got to be a little bit difficult. Go ahead, pick this up. I think we're going to hit you with one of these. Hit you with that. And what actually does damage right now? Weave does. Okay. That takes care of those guys. Are you serious? Next turn, you're done, sucker. Alright, Frostbite, Constrict, Weave. More DR, kind of funny. I think this is a reroll, although we can buy a legendary in the final shop if that's, like, good for us. I think Thanalops is fine. Don't see any reason why it wouldn't. Excuse me? 60% crit damage? An early up tier of Rending Frost? Excuse me? Well, that's our quest. And now we can put 2 purples into Stitch? Ooh. What's my reward? My eternal reward. Mumsies? Mumsies right now is 8 ability power. Ooh. Zephyrian allows us to set up Shocked with, like, literally everything that we do. Ink Tap literally says that Will Thief doesn't exist anymore, pretty much. I think it's Mumsies, though, to be perfectly honest. I just don't know what it replaces. I think that it could probably safely replace... Like, Heavenly Eclipse is hard, because we're hitting so much with the magic damage and, like, AoEs, and it also counts our Frostbite damage, is going to increase our physical damage. But, I mean, maybe it's time to say that it doesn't really do any damage? I don't know. Like, everything here looks great. And we can only really afford to get rid of 2 magic power and not lose our quest here. Oh, hold up. We can just take that later. We'll take it later. I do want a shrine, because I don't plan on buying anything. Oozing Jelly for the final boss is great. What the frick is this? Yes, I will take 2 shielding. I am now, like, immortal. Like, what? What? All right. I probably could have taken our money machine. I don't think it's going to cause us to die. So we are going to be A-O good. Don't you worry. Boop. 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 Didn't we already frostbite? Oh my good lord. We're just murdering them. There's nothing they can do about it. How are you... Oh, you're not threaded, that's why. Well, I'm just going to accidentally murder you. Because we have, oh my god, we got 24 stacks at dawn. Oh my god. It's not okay. It's actually quite scary. Okay, so let's go ahead. Utilize our Dawn Power Orb. Oh my good lord. Good lud. If we could have also put Invigorate on top of this, it's disgusting. It's disgusting. I cannot believe... Like, this is not family-friendly entertainment here. I am terribly sorry. Oh. I guess we're going to just go ahead and bop you with this. Pick that up. Hit you with that. Okay, we want to stay as centralized as possible here. It really doesn't care for us to do any of this stuff because Invigorate doesn't carry on to the next turn. This is a little awkward, honestly. Okay. That's pretty good. And I guess we're gonna hit this. That doesn't seem right. Doesn't seem wrong either. Let's get some frostbite out there. There we go. I feel much better about that. And I'd rather get rid of the pot, to be honest. Meanwhile, we literally cannot die. Okay. I'm a little annoyed that you have so much frickin' HP, dude. Like, what the heck am I even supposed to do about that? Like, without Frostbite, we do no damage. That helps. Let's go ahead and invig that. Okay. And let's hit you with some more of this. That's over. Constrict. So, I'm going to say yes, we can go ahead and drop that. We're going to take the money machine because this is currently worth... It's currently worth 9 ability power. Could be worth more. Technically, the Shocked is, like, very good. This is incredibly good. Like, that's crazy. Like, technically, this is not counting our Potent Stitch. But I think just being able to thread everything easier could save us a lot of heartache. Otherwise, like, the rest of this really doesn't matter to us. If anything, we would want the one that removes and deals damage. Double crit? Double crit. Because then we run into sometimes we have an instance where we will be able to just refund it immediately if we hit a lot of people with it. Alright. Start with this though. Let's start with this though. Thread. Thread? Invig. Tangle. Destroy you. There we go. go ahead and invig this. Looking pretty good. I think this is a stitch into stitch. Or a constrict. That. And then another constrict. And then just delete you. Okay. I'll tell you what, Thunderstruck Bell seems kind of interesting. I'm not sure of anything that we're willing to get rid of here. So I almost don't want to re-roll this. I'll just see what the shop has to offer. Because we can always come back. None of this is good. Re-roll me. I will take even more critical damage. Thank you. Especially since we are going to set up Critical Stitch. So that currently has a 42% crit chance. Seems pretty good. We will unfortunately not hit the next tier and gain another ability power off Mumsies. Mumsy, our Eternal Watcher. Baylor's Tongue is exactly what we want. I almost think that that's better than Sea Trickle. Simply because we're not going to kill a lot of enemies in this upcoming, fight. So, sorry, Sea Trickle. And we can reroll this once. Tell you what, another orb is pretty good. And yes, I do realize that Will Thief is in play, but this guarantees that we're going to have 2 orbs, which is just 2 orbs. Oh, jeez. We're actually going to just walk away from that. I don't think anything there is actually that good for us. That leaky pen was very, tempting though. But the reason I didn't grab it is just because, Boiling Muck and Thantalopes is doing its job for us. Okay. I'll tell you what, too, we are, freaking kidded. How did you not crit? Alright, now we're full blocked. You have Frostbite and... You have Hex, so we're doing quite a bit of damage to you. You still have your DR and all that stuff though, so it's a little unfortunate. But we're just gonna blop you one. And these guys are going to aim. That is perfectly fine. We're going to thread all this, and then hit it. All right. Maybe I should remember to eat my fish. That's actually perfect over there. Trying to debate how we're going to maneuver around this. I think this is in big. Nuke you guys, maybe? I think I nuke you. Hit you with this, you're still going to be aiming. Then use all of our pre-spun threads to wiggle. We are now out of the large radius next to this power orb. So we are going to hit you with that, pick this up, and then go ahead and like spike you again. Is that necessary? Not really. So now we can get you guys. I guess I don't understand why you took damage. Were you that close? I'm confused. Oh, we spent all of our money before Mumsies. We're idiots. Oh, man. Remember, don't be like Bits. I'll be perfectly honest. I will walk over here to pick up both of these. Does Magic Pixel exist? I would really like Magic Pixel to exist right now. But of course not. Of course not. I think I missed this guy over here. I don't think he's threaded. He's not. Oof. Well, we're not taking any damage, so I guess that's that. If we want controlled weaving, we need you. And just walk on over here again. Seems weird, but what else are you gonna do? I actually think we want to do this first. We're not getting hit by that now. Then we'll spike you. Okay, get some frostbite on you. That's where our damage is at. Immediately phase you. Then honestly just take me over here. Okay, this is how we're gonna have to do this. And now we'll walk over here. Alright. We've got frostbite. Unfortunately, you're not critting. Yeah, apparently dropping Mumsies for no reason at all equates to a large damage loss in this fight. No idea why. Oh, you're why we don't have controlled weaving. Okay. We've got frostbite on everything. Let's actually just hit with this. And walk over here. We'll deal with all this next turn. Okay. I think that's our move here. But before we do that, let's reduce your damage if we can. Um, there we go. And this should be a win. Okay. There we go. Just got to get that crit, because that's literally where all of our damage was, with 4 times crit multiplier. Anyways. Yeah, we definitely scuffed that run at the end there by just taking 9 ability power and being like, yeah, we don't need this. But everything else still worked out. It was literally like a majority of our damage, though, besides the crits. Like, that was very apparent. Burden and Wisdom gave us some damage. Technically, Frostbite gave us some damage, like a damage multiplier. So did the Hex. But it was really just our crits doing all of our work there. Stacked a good, decent crit amount. Had a decent crit amount. Got a crit fish. You crit a lot. You have Baylor's Tongue. Yeah, when you put that much investment, it should work. Otherwise, Heavenly Eclipse, like, did a thing. Gave us some poison damage, basically. I don't know. I think the run pretty much spoke for itself. A little bit off kilter for some people, probably. But again, Cone of Frost is really good on Weaver, especially in the early game, because it allows your Constrict to deal damage to like multiple targets and still deal decent damage. It buffs the damage of your thread. It's a really good tool, in my opinion. I think it's one of the places where it's actually good, besides obviously multiplayer. Anyways, hopefully the run was enjoyable, entertaining, or educational. And if you have any feedback whatsoever, be it questions, comments, concerns, misplay alerts, be sure to leave that down in the comments below, and I will catch you guys around.